One thing I really like in life is fish, nicely cooked fish. And some of the best fish I've eaten was when I was in Papua New Guinea, either straight from the ocean cooked on the beach or straight from the river and cooked on the beach. And in both places they were cooked over an open fire. So the fire was made and the ashes were there and the fish was simply put on the fire and cooked there. And when it was taken off, it was put on probably on banana leaf and allowed to cool, and then it was broken up and eaten. Beautiful. This is Mission Alive. You're with Roger from the MSC Mission Office. A couple of weeks ago, that's what Jesus did for his apostles. On the beach in the Sea of Galilee, he cooked fish because he knew these men, they were fishermen. He had probably been out with them many times and enjoyed the same delight of fresh fish cooked on the fire. And he knew that Peter and the rest of them had been out all night, done nothing. Many things in that story are really interesting. The apostles were in the upper room and they were really, really, really depressed, mourning, grieving, disillusioned, totally disillusioned. They'd followed Jesus for 3 years and had great hopes. This was the Messiah. He would solve the problems of Israel. Maybe even kick out the oppressive colonial rule of the Romans, and reform and renew the faith and the religion of Israel. They had great hopes. And then, dead, gone, finished. Crucified. Not only dead, but crucified in the most brutal, awful way. And ridiculed, by many people. These were very disillusioned people. Peter, he'd had enough. He couldn't think what to think about. He couldn't think what to do. Nothing to do. All gone. Finish. So he's a very practical man, and he went back to what he knew. He said, I'm going fishing. And others said, yeah, we'll come with you. So they went out to do what they knew they could do. They knew what they were doing. And they were out there all night. Probably by morning, certainly they were tired, they were hungry, cold, further disappointed and disillusioned because of no fish. Not only was the Lord gone, not only was all their hopes gone, but now there were no fish. And then the story goes on. And Jesus said, throw the net on the other side. I asked somebody once who was a fisherman, how did Jesus know? He said he was probably standing up a bit higher on the land and maybe he could see where the fish were. So anyway, when they came ashore, Jesus had fish on the fire. Had fish on the fire. They would have really, really enjoyed that fish. So hungry and cold, they would have warmed themselves around the fire, would have eaten the fish. There would have been words going backwards and forwards. So this is something that Jesus knew. This is what these men knew, fishing. This is what they liked, fish cooked on the fire. And so that's where he started with them. It was part of their culture. And that's what missionaries do. You start with where people are. There was another story of Emmaus, when they were walking on the road to Emmaus. Jesus didn't start preaching and teaching about them. He asked them, what are you talking about? And they told him all their worries and all their experience. So this is the start of mission. We start where people are. And that means might be down the corner, down the street, round the corner. How are you? Talk to them. Good morning. Hello. How are you? What's going on? Let them talk about their life and their experience. And so the conversation will go on. So this is all important. So this is a beautiful scene. I really like this. They came ashore and there was Jesus with a fire with fish on it. Maybe Jesus had become a bit of a fisherman himself, because he had some fish there. What a wonderful morning it was. And Jesus was still on mission, and soon he was to send those men out on mission. Thank you for being with us on mission.